always said I can't be Stevie Nicks. I'm just a generic, non-specific look-alike.
That's right. And welcome to the generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast. I'm your co-host, Randy.
And I'm Anthony.
Oh, would you quit your whining? This is for art. I cannot believe what a child you are being. Um, if you don't know, we are reenacting the infamous photo shoot from the Buckingham Nicks album, which is the topic of our episode today. And as the very well-known story goes, as Stevie and Lindsey were shooting the cover for this, Stevie went out and spent like her last money on this beautiful gauzy chiffon-like blouse to wear. And about halfway through the photo shoot, the photographer, whose
You
name is
got boobs. You should take your shirt off. No, wait.
basically
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And she was like, but I don't want to. And Lindsay Buckingham was like, this is art. You'll do it. And then, of course, they had to airbrush out her nipple so that it
I'm
would not
always
be
one to do art.
right. Interestingly, I
You
was
can look up
looking.
my OnlyFans, which doesn't exist if you'd like to see more. Oh, it should exist. Oh,
Mhm.
early retirement? Is someone
Right? There we go.
size
Everybody
13
else is
feet?
doing
I'm
it.
just putting it out there for the purveyors of that sort of, you know.
I think this might be the blouse in question, by the way.
Yeah.
I would
And I've
think
seen a
so.
color photo and it is
Right.
really pretty. It was really, and like it was her last cleaning lady dollar, you monster.
Right.
So this album should be called Monster Nicks.
Yes.
So
Yes, it
Randy,
should.
tell you gonna tell the story of the album and how it became, how it turned into them joining Fleetwood Mac, and the rest is history.
Sure. I'll do the quick synopsis so we can get into the
Okay.
album itself. But of course, and Stevie met in high school. She was a year older. They were at some church gathering or something, and she walked in, and Lindsay was sitting on the piano playing California Dreaming, and she walked over and immediately started harmonizing with him, and uh, and they, kind of stopped the meeting. Everybody just stopped to listen to them sing, and I would kill to hear a recording of them singing California Dreaming. It's one of my favorite like songs anyway. And then they went their separate ways. And about 2 years later, he called her and said, "Hey, I'm in a band. Do you want to come be in the band?" And the band was called Fritz. And so they toured around San Francisco. They opened for Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, and they all went down to Los Angeles to get a record deal. And basically, the Polydor, the label that ended up signing them, said, "We think this band is terrible, but we like the two of you." And so Stevie and Lindsay kind of broke up the band to pursue a solo career, and Polydor financed this album, Buckingham Nicks, and then it immediately flopped, and nothing else was going on. And so in 1974, Mick Fleetwood was shopping around for a new recording studio, and Keith Olsen was the engineer, and they knew each other. And he said, "Well, what does it sound like to record in here?" And Keith played him "Frozen Love" from this album, and then Mick Fleetwood walked out, and a couple weeks later, Bob Welch quit Fleetwood Mac, and they were on the hunt for a guitarist. And as the story goes, they called and invited Lindsay, and he said, "Not without Stevie," and the rest is history.
I wanted that I want to say though, for the younger folks out there, what a little fine point on Randy's story is, Polydor financed the album. They released Crying in the Night as a single, and
They
apparently from
did.
what you read, they put a lot of marketing and effort behind it. It didn't chart at all. The
Mm-mm.
the
Nope.
single didn't even chart. And back then, this we're talking, Randy has his vinyl copy. That's what was released back then, right?
Yeah.
And in record stores, there's a finite amount of shelving. They actually pulled it from the shelves when it was
Yes.
done poorly. So you couldn't even get a copy if you wanted to. I've heard that there was one DJ and well, wait, do you know what I'm talking about? Uh Cleveland. I think it's Cleveland, who really liked one of the songs, "Don't Let Me Down," "Don't Let Me Down Again," and he kept playing it, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
Well, and apparently it had a cult following in Birmingham, Alabama,
okay.
right? So the it's same thing. College DJ really liked the album, was playing tracks from it, and it gained this following. And right before they went in, or after they had joined Fleetwood Mac, but before they had gone into rehearsal for the album, Stevie and Lindsey actually went to Birmingham and played like 4 or 5 dates down in
Oh,
Alabama and sold out. And it was like this
wow.
huge thing, and there are recordings of it out there, by the way. And they actually kind of had second thoughts about joining Fleetwood Mac.
And one
Uh,
more coincidence, Randy, I don't know if you know that I that rabbit holed into when I was listening again and preparing for this is that very same Sound City studio and console that
mhm,
dude was like, let me hear something,
right?
is the same one they Nirvana used to record Nevermind.
Yes.
So
Uh,
Stevie is responsible for grunge music also. I'll hear nothing
well,
else. I'm taking no comments.
it's true because also if our our diehard fans know Stevie recorded a song called "You Can't Fix This" with Dave Grohl
Yeah.
um, as part of a documentary on Sound City, and that's how Stevie and Dave Grohl got together. And I wish they would do more music together, by the way. But Dave Grohl actually owns that console now. Like they pulled it from Sound City, and he owns it.
Oh, how cool. I did not know that. That is very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. If you get a chance, watch the documentary is really good. And that song, Stevie's song, "You Can't Fix This," is chef's kiss. It is no notes, very, very good.
Okay.
But as we all also know, once it was pulled, literally pulled from the shelves, it disappeared. You could not find a copy. Years and years and years later, Stevie and Lindsey bought the rights to the album but could not ever agree on how to re-release it as just file that away with the rest of their disagreements. You
Well,
know,
and Randy knows that I'm kind of miffed at my girl right now because I think she should have held out and forced Lindsay to rename it Nick's Buckingham for this
yes,
release. It's
yes.
the only way I'm okay with it. But yeah.
Change it to Nick's Buckingham and use a photo with her blouse on. Right.
And flip Who Sings Crystal. Those were my
Right.
conditions. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you can have
We got.
both. You can have
I
both.
was gonna say we got Stevie singing Crystal, and I like her Practical
Only
Magic
four other
version.
versions. It's not enough, Randy.
Yeah. Fine. Fine.
Okay, so
Um,
the first track is the
yes.
first single, right?
Yes, it is. It's Crying in the Night. Ding, ding, ding. So, by the way, all of that to say, it was just finally re-released in 2025, like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I got a vinyl copy. It's also available on CD and digital and wherever you listen to your music. And it's 10 tracks, and the first one is Crying in the Night. Stevie leads off the album.
She writes it, she sings it,
Yes, she does. And we got to
as
hear
it
her sing it
should be.
live.
What's that?
We got to listen to her sing it live.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So what what do you think?
I mean, this is classic Stevie. This was the foreshadowing of what would come. People didn't know yet. I'm trying to remember, Randy. I don't know where I got it. I sent it to you, Buckingham Nicks?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I had
yeah.
a yeah,
But
because
I
I had
don't know where I got it from.
yeah.
But I was one of those people that would go to like all the different secondhand stores and music stores in Philly and poke through these bins with cassettes and things. And that's where it came from for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
same. It was, I mean, it was a bootleg. We listened to
Yeah.
bootlegs for
But
years
I
and years
don't,
and years and
I
years.
must have gotten it at a flea market or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was classic Stevie. And my favorite lyric on that whole track is she's a tarnished pearl. I
I
love
like that one. Yes.
it.
Uh she could come curling around you like fingers is mine. I like that because I like the visual of it.
Yeah.
Um, Apparently it was inspired by a movie with Leslie Ann Warren. Like Leslie
No,
Ann Warren was the inspiration for
that
this.
is funny because I was wondering, I've wondered this for years. To me, this is Stevie singing about Jolene, but Jolene's older now and not as like, what Dolly was worried about.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
different point of view, you know.
Oh, that's a very good comparison. Yes. She's definitely a heartbreaker, you know.
But she's a little older, so now she's,
Yeah.
tarnished pearl. She's got to work a little harder to get the guy to want her, but she
Yeah.
still's got she's got it going on still.
Well, and I always thought because of the tarnished pearl, like lady with a past, kind of,
Exactly. That's
uh,
that bitch Darlene. It's Jolene that stole Dolly's husband. Yeah, that's, lots of that, you know.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, the funny thing is, so according to Danny Goldberg's book, Leslie Ann Warren was dating somebody who was involved with the Wild Heart album.
Oh,
And so she accompanied her boyfriend, whose name I can't remember. I'll find it and put it up on socials or something.
Judy
Uh,
McDudington. That's his name.
yeah, and he and Jimmy Iovine basically got into a fist fight in the recording studio. Yeah, yeah. So full
Wait,
circle,
which album was that?
Wild Heart.
Okay, so don't blame it on me, basically, is what they
Right,
were saying.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So okay, we'll
So
go.
it's lovely. That's
It
all
is.
I
It
have
is.
to say
It's a
about it.
great way to. I mean, the whole album is an odd. It even though it literally was an audition for Fleetwood Mac, even if it hadn't been, it's an audition for Fleetwood Mac. I mean, it sounds like it's a proof of concept for what was to come.
I agree, but I have more to say in a little bit. We'll continue this thread.
Okay. All right. So we'll move quickly past Stephanie, although I do think it's a beautiful song, and it
It
was.
is, but why does he get two instrumental solo tracks? That's
I
all.
mean, I
You know,
don't I don't really care because one of them is called Stephanie and it's very pretty. So,
yeah.
uh, and then we have Without a Leg to Stand On.
I will begrudgingly admit that his voice is beautiful on this track, especially the way he sings that very first line of the second verse.
Yeah.
It's a decent song and I like it. My nitpick is leg does not rhyme with stayed. Because Lindsey, Buckingham, that's all.
And just
Leg,
remember,
stand on,
and he's the same guy that was giving Stevie Nicks songwriting advice in the
yeah.
Destiny Rules documentary.
And it's a pretty, like, to your point, it's a pretty simple song, but it's fine.
It
It's
is.
okay. He just sounds good.
He sounds good. I like the way the song is put together, but again, like that's on the album where you first get to really hear their harmonies. Because Stevie's harmony
Sure.
on this
Yeah,
is so good,
it is.
right?
It is.
Yeah. And then we have the first of several versions of Crystal that have been released.
860, 300,000, I think is the number of,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, um,
She gave it to him. And see,
yes.
I don't know if I believe it
Why?
because of the no blouse thing, because of he was a controlling prick. But if she did, she did, you know.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, this version is inferior to the time she's recorded it herself, period. I mean, her background vocals kind of make it nicer, but yeah, I don't like it sung by a man.
I don't mind it sung by a man. I'm this one's the like, and I don't mean this in a complimentary way, but this one's too simple. Like I
Yeah.
like the Fleetwood Mac version better, but also if there was a song that Fleetwood Mac was going to re-record from this album, I have one. It is not Crystal.
Oh,
Yes. So
interesting.
we will get
I
back to
also think that this song, in her harmonies and backing vocals or secondary vocals, because I don't know if they're
Mhm.
actually background vocals sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know the right words. Um, she sounds the most like her future self. Like to
Yeah.
me, on Crying in the Night, it was this weird amalgamation of Buffy St. Marie and Janis Joplin. Like that's
Okay.
what Stevie thinks she should try to sound like for to be a rock star, and she hadn't come into her own yet. But on this track, on Crystal and a couple others here, I hear our future Stevie. Do you know? I don't know if you agree, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I was gonna make this observation too. Both of them, their voices sound a little metallic that
Okay,
that makes me think of auto-tune, but this is before auto-tune, you know?
gotcha.
But there's just like a layer of production on their voices that's kind of a little off to me. A little tinny. That's the word. Tinny is the
Mm.
word I'm looking for.
She had some of that vibrato that she uses a lot more later in her career,
Yeah.
but it's again the frequency, it's faster. I don't know how to
Mhm.
say it. And that's
Yeah.
why made me think of the other two. I agree with you about what you said about the production, but I just think she's still figuring out
Oh yeah.
who Stevie Nicks as an artist is, what she's going to sound like. Like she's she's not lost and confused. She's just trying
No, she's
A,
just
B,
trying
C, D, and
things.
E to see what
Right.
works for her. Yeah.
Like we all do in our 20s, we're trying on identities to
When you
figure
make
out
your
who we
first
are.
album,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
for
Yeah.
sure.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, not at all. All right, but then we get to long distance winter.
She's a winner. Tie them to your heaven and erase your hell. I like
I know.
my favorite line on that one. And I think it sounds good. This is a Stevie song when you read the lyrics, right? This is
Yeah,
showing
this is
the writer.
absolutely
She's again foreshadowing. You ever see the
yeah.
movie Scary Movie? And I forget exactly, but one of the characters says something, and then he puts on his high school, um, what is it, letter jacket,
Yeah,
for
his leather
sports. And on
jacket.
the back, instead of his name, it says foreshadowing on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
This
This
foreshadows.
this song is that leather jacket.
It's
Yeah.
that jacket. Yes.
Yeah. And I will just say, going back to Crystal, like Crystal is the most proof of concept Stevie Nicks lyrics from this album. Like,
Yeah.
you see a
True.
through line from Crystal to Rhiannon.
Agree, agree. And Long Distance Winter is again part of her we see when she's like, but I'm a rock and roll star.
Right.
I gotta
Yeah.
show everybody.
Right.
When they're like shoving her in a closet with the owls and the wolves and the crystal
Right.
balls, she pulls out
Yeah.
Long Distance Winter or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so that's the first side. This is not a long album, which is fine. It's perfect if you're listening to it all the way through. It's the perfect length. And then we open up side two with Don't Let Me Down Again, which I heard for the first time on the Fleetwood Mac Live album, right? So when Fleetwood Mac Live came out in 1980, I think, or
Right.
so, and it was supposed to be a document of the Tusk tour. So it came out right after the Tusk tour.
Yeah.
But it turns out several of the songs were recorded before Tusk
Yeah.
in the
He had
70s.
that he had stuck that on their first live set,
Yeah. And
live
that's when it
tour
was
sets.
recorded, like
Yeah.
75, 76, something like that.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was a Fleetwood Mac album until I got the Buckingham. I thought
Gotcha.
it was a Fleetwood Mac track, and I didn't know, but I couldn't find what album it was on.
So it's definitely written by Lindsay, so I don't care. And it's a
But
rocker, you
yes.
know. But I just thought that some of our audience might enjoy the one lyric on it. It's I'm the best boy you ever had. Down there.
Yeah. That hangs right up there with like I Got Your Demons from Twisted.
I got your demons right here. Yes.
That's right. I actually I of all of Lindsay's songs on this album, this one's my favorite because it's a good driving down the road with the windows down song.
Okay.
Like it just has that drive dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
So and then you throw Stevie's uh uh vocals, her harmonies on top of that, and she
Yeah.
hits some really, really high notes,
Yeah,
and
it's very pretty. Yeah.
it's I can see why they put it into the Fleetwood Mac set list because it's a really good one. Okay, we will jump right over
I just want to
Django.
say I've tried to find the story of why it's included. I don't know if you know it. It's so unusual. And then the way
Yeah.
that Lindsay did it, it's beautiful, beautifully played, but it sounds like it's somebody grabbed it off of a movie score. You
Yeah,
know,
it does. Hmm.
it's like why? And one person was speculating that he wanted an overture kind of intro for the next song. But I don't see them as flowing that well. What do you think?
Well, I do actually see them flowing
You do?
together well
Okay.
because but it could be I'm just used to it. The digital bootleg that I have, those two tracks are actually married. So you can't like
Oh,
skip over it to get to the other one.
there's no pause in between.
There's no pause in
Ah,
between.
interesting.
And so again, for the longest time, I did think it was like a
This is a
prelude.
really long intro
Right. This is a very, very, very long intro. But then we get to Races or Run.
by Miss Stevie Nicks, who wrote it and who is
Yes.
the lead vocal, but not enough because you can hear him on it.
Yeah, but again, the harmonies are so like
Yeah,
brilliant.
but Stephen can sing harmony with a jackhammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially at
Mhm.
this point of her when she was younger and her voice was so, fresh.
But
This
I
is interesting because you don't hear a lot about this song. You don't hear a lot about this track, I think, over the years,
yeah,
but it's beautiful.
it is. I like it. I like it because it's in a minor key. I love that. I love that it's Lindsay singing harmony with Stevie, so she does have the lead,
Yeah.
and it's him molding his voice around her. And I love the lyrics to it. It tells a really nice story. Um, this is one I would love to see her put back in the set.
Okay.
And
What's
I've
interesting? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I have a theory because all these people online are speculating about a reunion or a one-off concert or something, and that ain't happening.
I swear to God, Stephanie L. Nicks, I will come in there. Don't make me get ugly because it's really
But
hard for me to get ugly.
it is if that would take so much work. Um, but I do think because I think they're both going to be touring like separately at the same
Okay.
time, and it would be smart of them to help promote the album to pull out a song or two to do in their own sets.
And you know what? And that would be amazing if they both did the same song. I would like that. That would be interesting. Just think of the people comparing them online and, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah. So, but this song shows how unreliable memory can be. Because, I mean, for our listeners and viewers, when I sent Randy this bootleg, 1991 to something like that,
Yeah.
right? So it's already 20 years old. This song was released when I was
Yeah.
10 and Randy was not even a zygote. And you know, but if you had asked me yesterday before I remember re-listened to this today,
Hmm.
I would have thought this was that Lindsay was barely on it. My brain rewrote this to be a very solid, full, robust Stevie-led vocal. And I don't think that version exists. I don't think I'm misremembering it from something else. I think my brain rewrote it. Because,
Well,
oh, actually, the tempo is so much slower than I recall also.
well,
Yeah.
I can't I can't say anything about the tempo, but I will say that on my bootleg, his voice is not as prominent.
Hmm.
So I think that had something to do with the remastering of this.
Maybe it does change then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd have to dig
Yeah.
out my old cassette and my D and my CD of it to see what I
Well,
thought. But I was like, why
I
is
still have my original vinyl
like you
as
mentioned
well.
minor key, and that's like I heard you're right, it's in a minor key. I listen on Spotify, I hear it. Not what I remembered. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was Stevie singing higher and alone
Yeah.
more, and he was barely in the background harmonizing, and I was like, what is this?
No, yeah, it's um interestingly because we haven't talked about this on the podcast, but you and I have talked about it offline a lot. Because I like the Cunningham Bird cover of Buckingham Nicks a lot, and Anthony does not. But this is one of the covers, the Cunningham Bird, that I really really like because it sounds even more like it's in a minor key. I don't know
Okay.
how, it sounds more minor,
This is a ruin. No. So
but it does, and I just love the way it's kind of put together. But anyway, now we get to what I think is personally the skeeviest song on this album.
I will quote Ariana Grande. Thank you. Next.
Okay, moving
But
on.
it's interesting to note that Richard Dashot, so they knew him from way back. I did not
Hmm.
realize that.
Yeah,
He wrote
yeah,
this, right? Or he co-wrote it or
yeah.
something.
I think he co-wrote it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because it was
Well, but tell the people why Lindsay's a horrible monster again. Another reason.
because he wrote this song
And
and
then made it
recorded
be
it.
on the album. Yes.
Yeah, and made it be on the
And made
album.
her sing harmony
Yeah, yeah.
and
I
took
mean,
Crystal.
yeah, and took Crystal, and then and then of course the album cover. But
Got that part. And
okay,
then everything that came after. Yeah.
now we get to the song that's the most important on this album because it's the song that Mick Fleetwood heard. It's also the song that I think that they should have transferred to the Fleetwood Mac album.
And it's
I
the longest song on the album.
and it's the longest song, and even though it has co-writing credit for both, Stevie wrote this song, and she gave him co-writing credit because of the guitar solo.
You're a good person, Stevie.
Uh-huh.
That's why it should have been Nick's Buckingham.
Right. But this song is like epic. It's the lyrics, the production, and again with the car driving down the road with the windows rolled down, once you
Yeah.
get to the last half of it, it just chugs along and is
It's,
really
you know what's really fun is that Randy knows I love to listen to reaction videos on YouTube.
Mhm.
So many of these, first reaction, never heard Stevie Nicks before. They describe so many of her songs as you just did. I can just see getting in my car,
Right.
driving down a long, peaceful road, listening to it. So it's like, so we're gonna give her credit for that.
Yeah. This is the song.
I
Uh
didn't think the harmonies were as tight on this one, though. That's just my thought. I
oh,
don't dislike the track, but I don't, that part I didn't feel like was working as much.
I loved it because it Stevie sings lead, on the second verse, but then especially when you hit the end and she really gets high and they're doing that call and answer,
Yeah,
you may not be,
yeah.
that I just love the way it sounds so much. Uh, and it's not just like mirroring each other. They're actually singing different, you know, lyrics at different times. So it's really a true duet, and I just love the way it sounds. If I could just have one song from this album, like let's say after it was pulled from the shelves, there was a big massive fire and every copy of Buckingham Nicks was erased from existence, and you could only save one song, it would be Frozen Love,
Ah,
without a doubt.
okay.
Which one would yours be? Let's, what would you pick?
Um, I want to, it would be Crystal, but not that version.
Okay,
Or it would be Crying in the Night.
Crying in the Night. Okay.
Yeah. It would be Django. No.
I was gonna dare you to say Lola, my love.
Oh my God.
But that
So
is our album.
there's one more thing I forgot from my little bit of research I did is so it did chart, Randy,
Really?
because back in the day, aside from Billboard, there were two other organizations that were nationally known in the US
Mhm.
for recording sales and reporting on them. And one of them was called Record World.
Okay.
They ceased to exist in 1982. But
Okay.
at that time, they had Don't Let Me Down Again appeared at 113 on their top 200 chart.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't understand you people,
Right.
but it is true.
Well, and
Technically it
also,
charted, but just kind of and barely.
Well, also, I am looking at their set list from their Alabama tour, and it looks like between that and the songs that they covered with Fleetwood Mac, which by the way, they did play Frozen Love a couple of times with Fleetwood Mac. They have every single song on this album was played live at some point.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's
The
pretty cool.
the other thing my brain when I think of Frozen Love is you already called one Crystal.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's like just a tiny little step down to me,
Well,
compared to the others, compared to the others, but a tiny niche, not a
yeah,
step, but a little sliver.
it's it's still my favorite song on the album. Um,
So there you go, Buckingham Nicks, an album
Buckingham
that went nowhere in 1973, but ended
that
up being the doorway to like one of the biggest rock and roll band stories ever, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you can get like well, the limited edition vinyl is sold out, which is what I splurged for. I got number 1642 out of 5,000. But there's several colored vinyls you can get from Rhino. There's also
Randy, was this the one Rhino had one with a single? A
no, that was one up. You could do this or you
No,
could
they had a version, I mean. Yeah,
right. They had a
that's what I
version.
wanted, but that was sold out when I looked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you have an
that
extra one of those lying around your house, I
right.
just want to see the singles. I'll send them
Right.
back. You know,
Right.
I want to hold them and look at them.
But yeah, you can get
That's the
this.
next thing I want Rhino to do for Stevie, if anybody has a connection, is all of her 45s with the
Oh, that
original
would be cool,
paper
right?
sleeves
Yes. All of the original
that I
45s
wish I
and
somehow still had.
the club singles. All of the
Oh,
clubs,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
right? Right.
In the paper sleeves, yes.
Yes. That would be
Where is
amazing.
she? She's over here. My most recent prized possession. There you go. The
Woohoo!
second time I've bought it because it got stolen by when I was moving off of the curb the first time.
Yes. The great vinyl robbery of I won't even
96.
96,
Yeah,
1996. Yeah.
maybe 97. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is the album. That is our episode.
Yes, thank
I
you all.
miss
And
doing
Randy,
this.
this is our third season. We're starting our third season.
We are starting our third season. Yay!
Episode one, season three. Thank you all for
Woo,
being
woo.
here.
That's right. And
And
sound off
because
in the
we never
comments.
remember to do this stuff, we're so bad at it. Share, subscribe,
Right.
follow,
Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends,
tell your grandma.
tell your grandma, and be sure and let us know if there's something you want us to cover on an upcoming episode. We will take it under advisement.
Yes.
Um,
And
all
leave a
right, so
comment. We're so friendly.
that's right. And approachable. All right, so until next time, Anthony.
We will see you all on the other side of the mirror.
Well, all right, said Alice.